Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Sayyidina Shri Vishakha Jai Krishna Radha Radhe Pranamami Kalpatarupaya Kripasi Jai Shri Krishna Prabhu Adi Gaur Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna, well, morning program, that beautiful. We'll start with Prabhupada Leela Prabhupada teacher. So we are reading from the chapter is on the power, page 8, Prabhupada Leela Mukti submitted the entire proposal for his spiritual master, who, as Mukti predicted, cancelled the trip. Although Mukti's guru was Srila Prabhupada's god brother, he did not want to be involved, and he doubted that Prabhupada would actually uh, get a donation from Padampat Singhania. And now Mukti Brahmachari also doubted. If your program is not bona fide, approach to a big personality will be one, no doubt. to this one. On the same day that Prabhupada received the express letter, he also received the final blow of non-cooperation from the Indian government. Second Secretary Prakash Shah of the Indian Embassy in Washington wrote, due to existing conditions of foreign exchange stringency, not possible for the government of India to accede to your request for release of foreign exchange. You may perhaps like to raise funds from residents. It was confirmed. Prabhupada would have to work without outside help. He would continue alone in New York City. His letter to Mukti Brahmachari reveals his deep faith and determination. Hare Krishna, said your anyway, we'll move on. So it was confirmed Prabhupada would have to work without outside help. He would continue alone in New York City, alone. His last letter to Mukti Brahmachari reveals his deep faith and determination. So that is this part of the letter. So the controversy is now closed, and there is no need of help from anyone else. We are not always successful in our attempt at preaching work, but such failures are certainly not to be trusted. In the absolute field, both success and failure are glorious. In the absolute field, success and failure both are glorious. Even Lord Nityananda pretended to be a failure converting Jagai and Madai in the first attempt. Rather, he was personally injured in such an attempt, but that was certainly not good press. The whole thing was transcendental and it was glorious for all parties concerned. If Krishna consciousness were ever to take hold in America, it would have to be without assistance from the Indian government or Indian financiers. Not even a lone Indian brahmachari would do it. Krishna was revealing his plan to Prabhupada in a different way. With the Singhania sanction scheme finished, and behind him, Prabhupada would turn all his energy toward the young men and women coming to him in his Bowery block. He wrote to Sumati Murari, and this is what he wrote. I am now trying to incorporate one corporation of the local friends and admirers under the name International Society for Christian Conscience Incorporated. Srila Prabhupada Lila Amritati. So there was no support from the Indian government. High political leaders. So just dependent on the type of money. Those his friends, local people, to form this international society. He succeeded. All right. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, Text 71. Yogadesham upasadya. Yogadesham upasadya. Aryanto muni pataha. कारयन्तो मुनिव्रतः समाहिता धिया सर्वा समाहित धिया सर्वा एतद् अभ्यासतादृतः एतद् अभ्यासतादृतः योगदीक्षम् उपासाद्य कारयन्तो मुनिव्रतः समाहिता धिया सर्वा एतद् अभ्यासतादृतः योगदेशम् उपासाद्य कारयन्तो मुनिव्रतः समाहिता धिया सर्वा एतद् अभ्यासतादृतः योगदेशम् उपासाद्य कारयन्तो मुनिव्रतः समाहिता धिया सर्वा एतद् अभ्यासतादृतः योगदेशम् उपासाद्य कारयन्तो मुनिव्रतः समाहिता धिया एतद् अभ्यासतादृतः योगदेशम् उपासाद्य कारयन्तो मुनिव्रतः समाहिता धिया सर्वा एतद् अभ्यासतादृतः योगदेशम् उपासाद्य यन्तु कारयन्तो मुनिव्रतः समाहिता धिया सर्वा एतद् अभ्यासतादृताः Prabhu, you wanna try? Yogadesham upasadya dhareyanto mudikrataha samahitadya etat abhyasatadrita. Thank you. Word by word. Yoga adesham. This instruction of Bhakti Yoga. Upasadya. Constantly reading. Haryantaha. And taking within the heart. Munivrataha. Just take the vow of the great sage. The vow of silence. Samahita, always fixed in the mind. Diya, with intelligence. Sarve, all of you. Etat, this. Abhyasata, practice aditaha with great reverence. Translation and interpreted by Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Translation. My dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. By acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method. So you will be repeating, my dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages by acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method. In the Hatha Yoga system, one has to practice bodily exercises, dhyan, dharana, asana, meditation, etc. One also has to sit in one place in a particular posture and concentrate his gaze on the tip of the nose. There are so many rules and regulations for Hatha Yoga system that it is practically impossible to perform it in this age. The alternative system of Bhakti Yoga is very easy, not only in this age, but in others as well. This yoga system was advocated long ago by Lord Shiva when he advised the princess, the sons of Maharaj Prachina Barhishat. The Bhakti Yoga system is not newly introduced. For even 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna recommended this Bhakti Yoga as the topmost yoga. As Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 6.47, Yoginam api sarvesham adhikatinantar atmana shradhavan bhajate omam same yukta tamo. Of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. The topmost yogi is he who constantly thinks of Krishna within himself and chants the glories of the Lord. In other words, this system of Bhakti Yoga has been existing from time immemorial and is now continuing in this Krishna consciousness movement. The word Muni Vrataha is significant in this regard because those who are interested in advancing in spiritual life must be silent. Silence means talking only of Krishna and his Katha. This is the silence of Maharaj Ambarish. Sabai mana Krishna padara vindayor pacham sibai kunta gunanuvane. King Ambarish always speaks his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. Sabai mana Krishna padara and talked about him only. Srimad Bhagavatam 9:4-19. We should also take this opportunity in life to become as good as a great saint simply by not talking unnecessarily with unwanted persons. We should either talk of Krishna or chant Hare Krishna undeviatingly. This is called Muni Vrata. The intelligence must be very sharp, samahita dhiya, and should always be acting in Krishna consciousness, the intelligence. The words etat abhyasata dritaha indicate that if one takes these instructions from a spiritual master with great reverence, adita, reverence, and practices them accordingly, he will find this bhakti yoga process to be very, very easy. Translation, my dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. By acting silently like great sage and giving attention and reverence, you should practice this. So we are almost reaching the end of this chapter, which is titled Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Shiva, which is going and actually, this prayers which is being offered by Lord Shiva to Lord Krishna in this chapter was first done by Lord Brahma, and then after that, Lord Shiva is repeating these prayers and is repeating these prayers to the sons of Maharaj, a great king, Prachan, name is Prachin hi Barhisha, and his 10 sons names, they are called Prachitas. And they were asked to go and do tapasya and learn spiritual performances, all that. So while they were going in the forest, they met Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is very pleased when he sees devotees of Vaishnavas, because he himself is Param Vaishnava. He loves the devotees of Krishna, O Lord Ram. So he decided to give them some instruction. And then first, he expressed that he was very pleased, and he asked them what they were going to do now. They had a conversation. And then Lord Shiva started these prayers. That he said, you have to learn these prayers and keep it in your mind to become great sages. So the prayers in this chapter start from text 27 back. We are doing 71 now. Started from 27 and it ends on 68, verse 68. And this is a conversation between Vidur and Maitreya Rishi, sage Maitreya. And within their conversation, there is a conversation between Lord Shiva and sons, Parachitas. So in this conversation, Lord Shiva is teaching them a yoga system, the yoga system of chanting. Oh, I haven't read all the prayers, but beautiful prayers. Beautiful prayers. In about 3 or 4 of them, Lord Shiva describes the Krishna himself, what he wears, pick of feathers, and garlands, and those beautifully described in this one of the prayers there. So you can read that on your own. So he requested the Parichatas to learn these prayers and keep them in their mind, and which will help them to become great sages. That's what he asked them to do. And there is a mention of the word silent, acting silently like great sage. So what does that mean in this regard? Okay. Now, unnecessary talking, talking with Krishna, glorifying, chanting, all that, that means you are silent. So, yes, so that's what he meant by that. And in the purport, uh, there is a mention of Hatha Yoga, a yoga system, which is very difficult to perform. And that's normally done by these yogis, not ordinary people. Very difficult. Bodily exercise, breathing exercise, and then, yes, which is not possible in this age, but definitely there are people in India or maybe anywhere in the world, there are people who are practicing. Hatha Yoga is for your own spiritual people. It's not for the people. Bhakti Yoga means you develop yourself and also help others to grow. Which is better, Hatha Yoga or Bhakti Yoga? We help others too, not ourselves. But first of all, we have to develop ourselves, become confident, then you can have. And it is mentioned, and we have some realizations as well. Now, Bhakti Yoga is not normal life; it's part of our life now, and it doesn't seem to be a difficult. Prabhupada has, by special mercy, that he propagated this chanting of the holy name and practicing Bhakti Yoga throughout the world, in so many different countries, and people are now into it, and they are able to perform Bhakti Yoga without difficulty. Um, Lord Krishna declares that this is the topmost yoga system. There is Karma Yoga, there is Jnana Yoga, and there is Dhyan Yoga, meditation. Above all of these three yoga systems, Bhakti Yoga. He mentioned in Bhagavad Gita different yoga systems. So we are very fortunate that we are performing the topmost system of yoga, the Bhakti Yoga. And in Bhagavad Gita 6.7, the verse is Yoginam Sarvesham Mad Gatinantar Atmanas Shradhavan Bhajte Yogame. That's Krishna's his viewpoint. He says, of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with you and is the highest of yoginam api sarvesh, highest of all bhakti yoga. So what does actually yoga mean? To connect. Here we are trying to connect with the divine. And what is the medium of connecting to Krishna? Guru Parampara, through the devotees, and especially our spiritual master. So it's very imperative that we should all have a spiritual master in one point in time in our life so that we are connected to Krishna. Personally, we have nothing, no energy, nothing. How we can connect? Who is the purest of the purest? So, through his dear devotees, through his pure devotees, we are able to connect. So it's so important that we take shelter of his pure devotees. That's the medium. So Bhakti Yogis, our main job is to purify ourselves by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Always. Satatam Kirtayanto Krishna. Always chant. Satatam, always. So that's how we can think of Krishna, by chanting his holy name. And then, of course, then we can share about his glories when we go home to programs, or even share it for our own family. Some glories of Krishna, some past. Prabhupada says that this Bhakti Yoga system has been existing from time immemorial. There have been devotees when creation was done. And Prabhupada has continued this system in Krishna consciousness. So what entails Bhakti Yoga? What do we do in Bhakti? All right, we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, we worship the deities, we hear Krishna Katha, we eat prasadam. Yeah, we offer Krishna. Yeah, definitely. Prasadam means it's offered free. Otherwise, it's not free. So we eat prasadam. What else? We chant and dance. We do Harinam outside for all living entities outside. We also serve the Vaishnavas, our gurus, and all senior devotees. So even anyone, yeah, we serve them, all Vaishnavas. Yeah. So yes, you have mentioned all of them, and then of course deity worship, beautifully dressing the deity. Look at how Krishna is so happy. So this is Bhakti Yoga. You are 24 hours engaged in Krishna's service. Even at home, you do the same thing. So, which is very practical, not difficult to perform. Okay, so then there is a mention of Maharaj Ambrish. Yes, Maharaj Ambrish. You know his katha is that he was one of those Raj Rishis. He was a king of the whole planet, or maybe so many planets, not this earth. So, and he was a pure devotee of Krishna, being the emperor. He had time to worship. Being emperor of the whole world, he had that time. He had particular time you worship Krishna in so many different ways. So the way we have been doing here in the temple is how he was worshiping Krishna. There's a verse 19, beautiful. Savai Mana Krishna Padarvinde Vacham Sivai Kunta Gunanuvarna, and so on. So Ambrish Maharaj was able to always think of Krishna. Savai Mana Krishna Padarvindayo. In one of those verses, always think of me. Man Mana Pamat Bhakto. Krishna says, and that's what the devotees try to do and follow. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your hope. Thus you'll come to me without fail and promise. And Krishna says that towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, 1865. So Ambrish Maharaj is, before Krishna spoke here, Bhagavad Gita 5000. Ambrish Maharaj Katha is before all those yugas. So he was performing the same thing. Krishna's instructions have been there always. He fixed his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord and talked of him only. That's what Ambrish Maharaj. So we should not have excuses that we don't have time. That's the excuse people are giving all. There are so many things to do in this world, but when we have Harikatha and program, you know, so we have to call them. Please look up. After that, we have to bribe them with wonderful, delicious sadam, and they try to come and attend the program. I find that even in my group there in Habak, so difficult. Once a week they can't. So difficult. So, wow, that's my eye. So strong. We are engaged in so many, external activities, family, friends, parties, birthdays, movies, names. Just, sometimes the excuse is, oh, that's my grandson's birthday, so I won't be. I advise them, why don't you celebrate with us? We will be there in the party. We'll take devotees are doing nice, but the new people, they're still. Anyway, so it's so hard, yeah. But we should move on, keep trying what we are supposed to do. One day, definitely, think so there will be positive effect. What else? So Srila Prabhupada advises in this that uh, in this life, take the opportunity to become a great saint. In this life, everybody should try to become a saint, not great. We can't become great saints. We have to become sadhus. Otherwise, we have no possibility going to uh, the Vaikuntha planets or the Golok Dham. People want to go to Ayodhya Dham, they would worship Lord Ram, Chandra, but the habits they have in them, there's no chance of they do uh, read Ramayana or Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, but they haven't changed their habits, the lifestyle. Still, a lot of sinful activities go on, but they are not aware of this. First, what do you think is the reason they are not aware of that? That's it. They don't have the proper knowledge and proper association. This is a go. So yes, so if they don't come, we have to go. Give some association. That's what Lord Jagannath does. And the Lord can do it, he goes to Tauranga, then we can at least move in our area and give to the people, general public. Yes. Yeah, I know. Left eye. I know Krishna Chandra Prabhu told every North Shore to South Shore and West Shore. Where he's trying. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You are doing so much despite all this temple activity management. I don't know what your position is, but you are doing everything. I know that's the best one. That's everything. Okay, so yes, so we have to become saint, sadhu, and that's what people are scared of. Why? They are scared. Why my son should become? Not only son, daughters too. Everyone should become a sadhu. Sadhu means a devotee, not the external sadhu, but internal sadhu, saint, internal. You don't have to show up. So yes, so we have to associate with devotees. We have to chant Hare Krishna mantra, and we have to take shelter. And finally, we have to take shelter of a spiritual master, Guru, and he will be able to guide and give us kripa. We are all kripa siddhas, not nitya siddhas. Maybe they are some nitya, but we depend on the mercy of the Bible. Otherwise, we will not be able to make progress. We are kripa siddhas. Srila Prabhupada has given us a lot of kripa. It depends whether we are able to hold that kripa, we have that hope in our heart or not. Keep trying. So what is the yoga system to follow is Bhakti Yoga. And as you all know, the Yug Dharam is Harinam. So Harinam, Harinam, we take chanting of the holy name of the Lord. That's the first thing. It will going to purify us once proper chanting. And once we get purified, things will fall into places. You'll be attracted. You'll be attracted by both these love coming to temple, you love going to programs, and you love sharing Krishna Katha with others. And that means you are making progress. So our temple here, such a nice temple, wonderful devotees. And Radha Girdhari is giving us so many opportunities to serve, even here, their lordship as well as outside. And even Radha Girdhari goes out himself in the form of Lord Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra to give mercy to the general public. Our plan is very planned. New plan is planned. All right. So Lord Shiva is Param Vaishnava. Yeah, sometimes the Lord gives benediction to his devotees, and sometimes he gives benedictions to shouldn't have get into trouble, and he gives others. His devotees give trouble to others. He has given lots of benedictions, like Rao, Brikasur. What about all this? I mean, yeah. And they even challenge Lord Krishna. Wow. So these are all asuras. And mostly these people worship Lord Shiva. because they want material benediction. That's why they worship Lord. They don't want to worship Lord Krishna because Krishna doesn't give all. He can give, but he knows what to give. He doesn't give what the devotee wants. He's thankful. This much is enough. But Lord Shiva is Ashutosh. He is very easily pleased, and he definitely the blessing they want. But he keeps the conditions. Once they misuse their benediction, yeah. So most of those devotees of Lord Shiva were in trouble, great havoc, and they were annihilated. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any comment? So I'll just read the verse. Yogadesham upasadya dharayanto munivataha samahita diya sarva etad abhyasata dritaha. My dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep in order to become great sages. By acting silently like a great sage and giving attention and reverence, you should practice this. Any comment? Attentive chanting. What is reverence? Oh, and Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Radha Gitari Bhagwan ki, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada